When a child enters puberty, they are no longer a child. They are pubescent. Puberty lasts anywhere from 1 to 4 years. Females humans usually enter puberty at 10 or 11. And by 13 or 14 they are women. These are simple biological facts. Let's listen to what this podcaster says about teenage women.
Yes.
Author's take on this may be one of the most extreme views, but certainly the idea that women, and even teenage girls, who are not women, invite their attackers is more commonplace than you'd imagine. Teenage girls are not women. Just say it until you internalize it.
He's lying. Not only is he lying to us, he's lying to himself. He's encouraging us to lie along with him. He tells us to repeat the lie until we, quote, internalize it, unquote.
Say it until you internalize it.
That podcaster is a medical doctor. He has a solid education in the sciences. He is not making a mistake due to ignorance. He is lying. Maybe he has repeated his mantra so long that he's convinced himself it's true. Maybe he has internalized the false statement. In other words, brainwashed himself. But what is his motivation? Why is he doing this? There are 15 and 16-year-old women all over the world. And people call them women all the time. Why does this man feel such a desperate need to force everyone to perceive them as girls? When I was 16, teens were called young men and women all the time. We were not psychologically damaged by that. In fact, I'd argue quite the opposite. Society was signaling that they expect more mature behavior from us than from children. It shows a modicum of respect to call a biological woman, a woman, and not impose the title, girl, on her. Relegating a 16-year-old man to the same status that 3-year-old boys have, can't be good for their self-esteem. And yes, you guessed it, sex-phobic neo-Puritan hysteria is behind the frantic efforts to try to brainwash everybody. Pedo panic has made everyone so terrified of age-gap sex that they lost their minds completely. Somehow they have come to believe that if people think of 14 to 18-year-old women as women, that they will be sexually abused. Really. In the back of their minds they are sure that calling 15-year-olds, boys and girls, somehow protects them. As if it's dangerous to acknowledge biological reality. It's ridiculous, of course. Anyone who steps back and thinks it through rationally realizes that. But nobody is thinking rationally. They are hysterical. Another aspect of this phenomenon is shame and guilt. Puritans believe that thinking sexy thoughts about someone below some arbitrary age limit is sinful. Many Americans were raised to feel guilty about lusting after the wrong person. Just as many homosexuals in the 1950s hated themselves for being attracted to other men, American men today hate themselves for feeling sexual attraction toward teenage women. They perceive that the demon is inside them, and it scares them. So they resort to stupidly repeating lies to themselves, hoping it will suppress the evil.
Teenage girls are not women. Just say it until you internalize it.
We all know teenagers are men and women. Yes, I know, the youngest of them are still pubescent. They are, however, never children. Let's just be honest with ourselves about that. Admitting that a 14-year-old is a woman does not mean you have to sleep with her. Really.